Hey guys, it's Greg from East Coast Eyes, and today I got something I think is really cool, and I think you guys are really going to like to see, something you guys are always interested in and don't quite get enough of from my channel. So last night, you guys know how the hurricane is coming through Maryland, so I was really bored. My roommates had gone to bed already, so I was just hanging out. I decided to fill my time by stringing a traditional. Now, truth be told, I've never actually strung a traditional pocket before. I've done a number of pita pockets and a number of double interlock things like Keats and rocket pocket kind of variants and stuff like that. But never ever strung a traditional pocket. And I really wanted to because I really want to try playing with one of my stick. Pita pockets are similar, but not quite the same, and don't quite have the same old school feel that traditionals do. And I've always wanted to play with one or try one out, but never had one to use. And I feel like after seeing Colin's stick from Lacrosse Network, it just looked really nice. And traditional pocket is a little bit different from mesh in that you gotta, I don't know, just see it's more of you kind of tweak it to however you want, and it's a little more customizable, and it seems a little more personal when you have one. It's fully broken in. Um, it's not quite as replaceable as mesh, and it seems more like a bond with the pocket, if that makes any sense at all. So I set out to string a traditional, and to do this, I consulted a lot of GOT JAs, who's also Hawk 30 from Lacrosse forums videos. I'll link his channel down in the description. He has a ton of videos that are live streaming trads, regular traditional 7 diamond, 6 diamond, live streaming videos about them, and I really used his videos to help me string this to see how he does it and how he does the spacing and everything like that. So I know you guys want me to make a Pia Pocket tutorial or some kind of traditional tutorial. I haven't done it yet, and what I really want to do is practice a couple on my own sticks and make sure I've really got it, really have it down, and can do it well enough to teach you guys, because it's not fair for me to try and teach you guys something that I don't have a perfect grasp on myself. Like, I waited a while to make tutorials for mesh until I felt that I was really ready and could teach you guys everything you need to know. So that is the next step. I'm working toward that. The videos are going to be kind of long to shoot and a little tough to shoot and edit, but coming relatively soon they will exist. I'm going to string a couple pita pockets and a couple traditionals before I go through any tutorials and make sure I just really have it correctly. So now I'm going to show you the head. Been redoing my game sticks. With the bad weather, I've been a little bored. So this is my old white Nike Lakota. I decided to do it in the white one with all white leather, white cross lace, white sidewall, and white shooting strings, just to keep with the traditional feel and the traditional look, the all white. This is a 6 diamond traditional. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's how you count them. If you go over 1, it's just offset. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's still 6. So it's a 6 diamond traditional with just a ton of shooters, which is how guys really like to use them. It makes the release really smooth. And it's how they used to use them back in the day. So it's got 2 nylon shooters and then 3 straight shooters. And this just gives an ultra smooth release. So it's 6 diamond. I used, it's a 1 string traditional. So I started with a string on this side, the top left, all the way through, all the way through, all the way through, all the way through, all the way through. So that's really the purest way to do it. And I think 6 diamonds is probably one of the more common diamond sizes for traditional. Probably some people use 5, some people use 7. 5 is a little tough to string because the diamonds get so large. It's prone to bunching. It's hard to get the spacing right. 7 is a little better. I kind of almost meant to string a 7 diamond, but didn't end up happening. But I really like the 6 diamond. It's got a really nice feel, and it's got a whole ton of hold. The bigger diamonds add to that. So the pocket is, when you string a traditional, you really want to string it really undefined and baggy. So you can see this one is just extremely undefined and baggy. And that's really the idea. You don't need to be too defined, since those huge diamonds are going to grip the ball enough. And the idea is you want it to be really shifty. So let me grab the ball. So when it sits in the pocket, it sits kind of right there, kind of mid-low. But if you go to cradle one-handed, the ball is really going to shift down, and then since the pocket's so soft and the way the traditional acts, if I switch back to cradling two-handed, it's going to roll right back up. I cradle up a little bit, can roll right up under those shooters, so it can release right off them. So you can see how soft the pocket is. You know, probably as soft as pockets get. The only thing that could mimic it mesh really is a soft mesh or maybe some 20mm wax mesh, but that's about it. As far as pockets go, traditional is the softest, and that's why it's favored by a lot of face-off guys because it pops back into shape really, really quickly. So what I did here, how I strung it, you can watch the live streams that I mentioned down in the description. First, I installed all the leathers, and then I loosened them to this exact tension. So I loosened the middle ones to just under a ball's depth. You don't want to be quite a ball's depth because the leathers and cross lace tend to break in a good bit. And then loosen the side leathers to just about half the looseness, halfway up the middle leathers, so that the spacing will be really nice and even. And then no ball and knife, just went through freehand and strung it really, really loose at first, and then went back through and tightened all the strings a few times just to get the tension perfect. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. You know, I got a certain sense of pride having finished this pocket that I don't get when I usually finish a mesh pocket, and I think it's just because the time invested and the fact that it's all handcrafted. You know, a mesh pocket, you have the mesh, and you have some creativity and some difficulty in stringing the sidewalls and bunching mesh up and interlocking it to make a channel in a pocket. But just the fact that you know, you had to string the entire pocket here and get all the tensions right and all the spacing right, just left me with kind of a sense of pride and like I said, a greater connection with the stick. And I think once it's broken in, I'm really going to love it. From what I've heard, and I've never tried it, there's nothing like the feel of a well broken in traditional stick, and it does take a little while to break them in. But I'm playing some wall ball with this as soon as as soon as the hurricane passes and shooting. So I'll try and get some video for you guys of that to show you how the pocket reacts and how I like it. It could throw terribly. I don't know. It's we'll see. It seems like it's gonna throw pretty nice, but it's hard to tell. Just sitting with it in my room, it might be a difficult adjustment for me going from those high mesh pockets to a mid-low traditional pocket. But I think with the 6 diamond and the field traditional, it should be all right for me. So looking forward to trying it. The one downside of traditional is it doesn't work very well in the rain. But luckily I've got a bunch of East Coast mesh pockets, so I don't have to ruin this if it happens to rain during a game. I can just throw one of those in if I end up using this for a game stick. So anyway, guys, let me know down in the description if any of you guys are traditional users. I think that'd be really cool to hear about. I'd love to hear about your experiences with traditional pockets. And make sure to stay tuned for more stringing videos and tutorials. Again, I'll work on the traditional and the PETA, but you know, it might be a little while on that. So thanks for watching, guys. Like the video if you liked it, and have a great day.